Hello and welcome to Telltale's Journeys in Fandom. I hope 2018 is treating you well so far. You'll notice I've got a new set. How fantastic is that? Upgrades, my people, upgrades. I've learnt a lot since my previous video and I'm putting a lot of that into practice now, so hopefully this one will be a little bit more slicker and a little bit more shorter. Yes, my apologies if you made it through the 20 minutes of my previous video. Thank you very much. If you made it up to about 1 minute, you should have gone all the way through because there's a lot to take in, but there's a lot of exciting stuff too. Anyway, I promise this one will be a little bit shorter and a little bit more snappier and hopefully a little bit more spot-on slickiness. Slickiness? I have no idea what that word is. Anyway, I'm here today to talk to you about Jumanji, the new Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle film. I will let you into a little bit of a secret though. I've never actually seen the original. No, really, I've never seen Jumanji. Most people look at me with that kind of screwed up face that you're probably pulling now. I don't know why. I remember it coming out in my youth. It's just one of those films that seemed to pass me by. I know it had Robin Williams in. I know it was really well sought after at the time, but yeah, never got round to seeing it. Reason I wanted to go and see the new Jumanji film was because of The Rock. I'm a big fan of The Rock. I've got a really big soft spot for The Rock. So I was going into the film with no real preconceptions, no real hang-ups from the original. I do know what it's like when remakes and reboots and sequels are made of some classic films, so I appreciate if you're a big fan of Jumanji, you probably weren't best pleased when this was first announced. Anyway, so I was going into the film completely blind, completely non-committal. I just wanted a bit of a good laugh at the start of 2018. And it's actually a really, really, really good film. So good that I'll go out on a limb now in this review and say it's actually better than Star Wars. Yeah, no, really, it's better than Star Wars. Reason being, casting, comedy, and classic kind of storyline with a lot of good geeky references. So, not wanting to go into too much depth, but the premise of the film is that we've been upgraded from a board game to a kind of 90s computer game, and these group of teenagers get sucked into the video game and they have to sort of fight their way through the video game and save Jumanji, defeat the game to escape it. So you've got the main cast is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillan, Jack Black and Nick Jonas. Now they are playing the avatars within the game. So the teenagers get sucked into the game and they become these larger-than-life characters. So essentially what the main stars of the films are doing are not only playing these kind of super-powered avatars, but also playing teenagers, awkward teenagers, playing these avatars. So you get a real comedic set of sequences where you've got people like The Rock as this massive guy having to portray quite a geeky, nerdy teenager. Likewise, you've got Karen Gillan, effectively wearing next to nothing, portraying a very awkward, very gawky kind of teenage girl. So straight away, you've got really good comic scenes between these group of individuals who you've seen them as teenagers, and now you kind of see them interact in these new kind of bodies, so to speak. Speaking of bodies, again, I won't spoil it too much, but Jack Black seriously steals the film. You've probably seen it in some of the trailers. He ends up with a teenage girl in his body, and it's absolutely brilliant. His portrayal of a girl in a man's body, brilliant. I won't spoil it for you, but yeah, it's classic. I kind of wondered whether a lot of the interactions between the cast was scripted, or whether it was kind of ad-libbed or improvised, because there were some really good interactions. I've seen The Rock and Kevin Hart in interviews and things like that. I know they are good friends and they play off each other really well, but yeah, the comedic timing amongst all the cast was really, really well done. As a gamer, the film really spoke to me because essentially they're playing a computer game. So you had some of the classic tropes you see from a computer game. You had different lives, different levels, NPC characters and cutscenes. So it was really nice to see some of the things you see in a lot of computer games kind of portrayed on the big screen in real life. And you kind of think that if you were dragged into a computer game, that's kind of how it would kind of play out. So that was really cool and really kind of drew the gamer out of me, got that side of me really interested in the film. Like I said at the start, I'd rate this film really highly. I've already gone out the limb and said it's better than Star Wars, and I really mean that. I'd also say it's the best film of 2018. Granted, we're only about a week into the new year, but it's really set the bar extremely high for all the other films that are coming this year. If you haven't seen it yet, I really urge you to go and see it in the cinema. If not, buy it on DVD, download it, get hold of it however you normally do. If you're a big Rock fan, you'll love this because he's absolutely spot on this film. Likewise, if you're a Karen Gillan fan, a Jack Black film fan, a Kevin Hart fan, or even you're into the Jonas Brothers, you'll love this film. It's simple, effective comedy action film at its best. I can't rate it highly enough. Seriously, go out and see it. You know it's a good film because I keep saying seriously so much. That's kind of what I do. So yeah, definitely go out and see it. I hope you liked the review. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. There's also the Facebook page. Search for Sal Till's Journeys in Fandom. I'm also on Twitter at Sal Till. Also on Instagram at Sal Till. And also on the blog at www.saltill.com. Hope to see you again soon. Cheerio for now.